So I've just been sat outside and we heard this tremendous buzzing all of a sudden from nowhere, and this huge cloud of bees flew out. So I've been running like crazy to follow them, and they've decided to settle maybe 100 meters away from the hive. I don't know if this is one of mine, but you can see there they're beginning to cluster. So we've got a beautiful swarm. And what I'm going to do is just give them a minute to settle, because there's obviously a lot of bees still in the air. And I would like more of them to settle before putting them into a collection box and moving them to a new home. For most people this is absolutely terrifying, but for a beekeeper it is thrilling to see. Hopefully it's not one of mine that's decided to swarm, but here we are. So it doesn't look like it much, but there are actually far fewer bees in the air, not so spread out now around the tree, but there is still quite a big cluster here. And as you can see, some of the bees are just chilling quite happily on the leaves. They think they've done enough flying for now, and you can see the swarm has clustered very nicely and grown slightly. So we're just going to give them a couple more minutes, let them gather, settle, and then I can put them in this box, which you can see I put a queen guard on there, or a piece of a queen guard, just so that if I get the queen in there, the other bees can still get in and they will find their way to the rest of the colony. So again, just a few minutes later, far fewer bees in the air, much bigger cluster. You can see it now easily between the branches. Just going to give it a few more minutes. Usually when bees swarm they'll stay in place for a decent amount of time, but just really want to give them all a chance to get together and get as many as I can at the same time to be as unstressful for them as possible. You can see that's a beautifully large cluster of bees. The queen is in the middle somewhere. They're all hovering around her to protect her while she rests. Because the queen is larger, she can't fly for great distances. So this is them just giving her a little rest. Yeah. Okay, here's the big moment. Is going to be heavy when it drops. And we're getting in and out of there. So some of them will still try to congregate up here. I'll go through those and have a look at the queen, but hopefully she fell into the box with the rest of them. We'll know very shortly whether or not the queen is in there, because the bees will come down from the tree to try and join their queen when they can no longer smell the pheromone on the branches. So as you can see, there are now only a few bees flying around. None are settling on the branches. They're definitely not clustering like before. But down here, all the bees are flying around the entrance, meaning that the queen is in there, or at least the greater part of the swarm, and due to the hormones that they put out and pheromones, they found their way to each other. No clustering on the sides, but there are gaps in between just so they perhaps can get in and out, not intentionally, but it's not fully closed up. I didn't want to hurt any of them, so it looks like maybe they are just hovering around the box. Take a good look at them, see what they're up to. So as you can see, the gaps there in the queen guard, the plastic frame over the entrance, is only just big enough for the bees to get in and out of, and that basically stops the queen from getting out because she's larger. Usually the queen would never leave the hive, but I really don't want her to escape and take the swarm with her. I've just had a look at my other hives and they don't look emptier than they were yesterday. So I don't think this is a swarm from one of mine, but a swarm from somewhere close by. And there's a boy. See if we can get close up on him. The one with the big eyes in the middle there. You can see he's larger than the other bees. Some people sometimes confuse the male drones here, this guy, for the queen, but that's a male bee. They actually don't do anything in the hive. They purely exist to mate. That's why they have larger eyes, so that they've got a bigger periphery vision to spot those virgin queens. And they don't defend the hive, they don't gather resources, so it's not uncommon to see male bees in a swarm, but you definitely wouldn't expect to see a lot of them like you would in a hive that was normally productive. So what I'm going to do now is walk slowly over to their new home. Hopefully the bees that are in the air will be able to follow the scent of the swarm. Hopefully as well I'll see the queen as I'm emptying this box into the new hive, and I will buy them a new feeder and feed them some syrup to help get them settled in their new home.